1, 2, solo. One, two, three, podium. One, two, three, names.
One, two. Thank you for your patience. At this time, I'd like to invite the faculty in to proceed. Thank you, Symphonic Band and the Chamber Choir, for your song selections and Prelude. I would now ask everyone to stand and join our chorus for the playing of the national anthem, and please remain standing afterwards for our alma mater.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave,
You may be seated. Thank you to Ms. Palumbo, Mr. Scott, and Mr. Paterno for those renditions. Oh, I'm sorry, the alma mater. I'm so sorry. Now you may be seated. You may be seated, yes. Welcome, good evening, proud parents, loved ones, distinguished faculty, Superintendent Dr. Toback, Director of Secondary Education, Ms. Weir, Board of Education Vice President, Mr. Badner, Board of Education Trustees, Ms. Kazan and Mr. Bubba, and our honorees this evening, the class of 2018. My name is Michael Ruick, Principal of Wayne Hills High School, and I'm pleased to welcome you to our commencement ceremony. It is an honor for me tonight to share in your pride and accomplishments. Parents, as your children's first role models, I want to recognize your efforts in support of our seniors. Thank you and congratulations. I would also like to recognize the senior class advisors, Ms. Shalego and Mr. Berkowitz. Thank you for your commitment to the class of 2018. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge our leadership team, who I'm fortunate to work with each day. They're on the field with the graduates tonight who are assisting back in the building. They are Mr. Cavins, Mr. Glass, Mr. Porfido, Ms. Stoffy, Ms. Verano, and Ms. Ventimiglia. Wayne Hills is also saying farewell to 3 long-standing faculty members this year. Congratulations to Ms. Chiller, our Transition Skills Coordinator and Structured Learning Experience teacher, and guidance counselors, Ms. Kowalski and Ms. Savastano. Thank you for your service to our students. That's over 120 years, I believe, of service. Now, welcome to the soon-to-be graduating class of 2018. I am often asked when classes graduate each year, What kind of class were they? My thoughts are taken directly from their very own words in their yearbook. They said it best. Yes, we are all that and more. It may sound like it comes from a place of arrogance or inflated self-esteem, but they truly are all that and more. Caring. This class supported our special education students like none other, from participating in the STARS clubs to going all out to help open our new special education school store. Helping. Fundraising, fundraising, fundraising. From our Spirit Week, supporting the food pantry, or raising money for disaster relief in the Red Cross. Embracing differences. When adults like myself included were struggling with how to address tough societal issues that directly impacted themselves and their classmates, such as gender identity and school violence, there they were, embracing differences, providing support, and solving issues. Quietly, effortlessly, without pretension or fear. They have been a class like no other in taking charge of and getting the most out of their time at Wayne Hills. From Mr. Peter Delachai, who has had perfect attendance for his entire academic career. And just to name a few activities, there's too many to mention, but SDA, Relay for Life, honoring victims of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas by forming a heart on our field, to send a little bit of patriot love southward, teaching us all to remember that patriots defend the defenseless, to organizing, orchestrating, and filming a celebratory lip-dub video in one take, a final exclamation point on our wonderful 4 years together. I thank you all for sharing your time with me, and I await hearing from all of you in the future about the wonderful things you are doing. As you move forward, remember your classmates, how they were there for you. Most importantly, take those qualities of improving yourselves and the lives of those around you and move us all forward with you. Now for our student welcome. We are lucky enough this evening to have 3 student speakers representing the class of 2018. Each views their experiences here at Wayne Hills through a unique lens. We are proud of all of them. Our student welcome is given by the president of the senior class. She participated in football cheer, competition cheer, was lacrosse captain, a member of the NHS, coached youth cheerleading, and volunteered for many things within her church. She will be attending the University of Massachusetts, studying accounting at the Eisenberg School of Business. Here's your class president, Gabby Romanelli.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, administration, members of the board, and the class of 2018. There are 376 students in our grade, which means 376 different views, experiences, and memories of high school. Although everyone says how much they want to graduate and leave this place, there are going to be both big and little things that we will all miss. High school is a time that shapes people into who they are and where they learn who they want to be. Coming into Wayne Hills, many of us probably did not know a lot about ourselves. We sat in classrooms next to our peers who soon became our best friends. We learned from teachers who we barely knew that became our role models by the end of the year. We played sports with teammates who we knew of, but who quickly become members of our family. High school is a place for growing, and that is what we have done during the past 4 years together. Walking into our first year of a 4-year-long journey, we heard over and over not to take this time for granted. It goes by fast. Despite the fact that we listened to this advice constantly freshman year, we never could really understand the importance of what everyone was trying to tell us. As sophomores, we got a little bit more comfortable in the hallways and spent the first marking period worrying about driver's ed and learning about the horrors of the DMV. Little by little, everyone became more involved in the school community. Junior year is when we finally became upperclassmen. This is our most important year. We all began to realize the importance of our grades and began studying for the dreaded ACTs and SATs. We also began our search for the perfect college, while also worrying about where to find the perfect outfit for formal. Those of us that were lucky enough to have our license were reminded time and time again not to park on campus and had to make the long walk from Pancake. And then senior year. We were finally allowed to park on campus, although now we were being reminded not to park in staff or visitor and to walk to our cars, not run in the hallways after 9th period so we can get out of the lot in a timely manner. After months of filling out applications and getting decisions from schools, we finally picked the college where we would spend the next 4 years. It was bittersweet knowing we were taking the next step in our lives, but also moving on and growing up. We all learned just how real senioritis is. In Miss Corbanic's senior English class, while reading Hamlet, one of my classmates couldn't find her role of Horatio in the book after searching for several minutes. Eventually, we realized she was holding a copy of Dante's Inferno, a poem we had read months previous. Miss K started to cry. And sometimes we would spend more time on Snapchat than paying attention in class. But there were also things that made our senior year memorable and exciting. The boys basketball team won the first Passaic County championship in school history. We have had standout athletes, including record-holding students and the New Jersey Golfer of the Year. And we made our first ever lip dub. We partook in events that most other seniors did during their senior years, such as prom, fashion show, senior breakfast, and Spirit Week, but we did a great job of making it our own, putting a class of 2018 spin on it. This is a time, our final time, to celebrate the good times that we have experienced together as a class. Throughout our time here, we have many people to thank for fostering an environment in which we were able to be ourselves, grow, and prosper. We have many people to attribute our successes and guidance to. First, thank you, Mr. Ruick and administration, for all you do to make Wayne Hills the best it can possibly be. Thank you, Ms. Venti, for dealing with our class through all the meetings where there seemed to be an applause after every word said. By the way, I can't wait for you to finally hug me. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Berkowitz and Ms. Shalago, our class advisors, for planning endless events for our class, staying after school for hours just to ensure that Spirit Week would be near perfect, and dealing with our student council. Thank you, Ms. Stoffi, who, although could not be with our class this year, spent 3 years as our wonderful advisor. You did such an amazing job that we forgive you for leaving us to be the freshman principal. Thank you, Officer Dubois, for keeping the hall safe and kicking the juniors out of the senior lot. Thank you, teachers, for the knowledge you have given us, not only about what is in our textbooks, but also about what is in life. Thank you, coaches, who pushed us beyond what we thought we could achieve and continued to believe in us through the bad days and lifted our heads when we were too hard on ourselves. Thank you to our custodial staff, who somehow keeps this school beautiful despite the 1,300 messy teenagers it holds. Thank you to our family and friends who supported us through every step of the way. Lastly, thank you, class of 2018, for everything. Thank you for letting student council steal money out of your cars during Spirit Week, for making every sporting event fun, for keeping Wayne Hills a happy place, and most importantly, for creating memories that will last a lifetime. So, class of 2018, we have made some mistakes, and we will undoubtedly make some more. But the important thing is, we never give up. Every ending has a new beginning, so enjoy the ride. Congratulations, class of 2018.
The salutatorian of the class of 2018 is a well-rounded scholar. During her 4 years, this student was an officer for the National Honor Society, a member of the National French Honor Society, the Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, on the Relay for Life Committee, coached Special Olympics, was first team All-County for all 4 years in swimming and golf, was the golf captain, I gotta take a break, holds county records in the 100 fly, 200 medley relay, 400 relay, was the first female to win the Passaic County title in the same individual event consecutively for all 4 years. She's an AP Scholar with distinction, a National Merit finalist, and a Wendy's Heisman Student Athlete State finalist. She will be attending Boston University School of Medicine in the fall, majoring in medical science with a double minor in in Spanish and statistics in order to become a doctor. The salutatorian address this evening is given by Ms. Cassandra Lee.
Good evening and welcome, Wayne Board of Education, administrative staff, faculty, family and friends, and above all, the class of 2018. We made it. 720 days, give or take a few for snow days and sick days, have led us up to this moment. All there is left to do is walk across this field and receive our diplomas before we can walk towards the North Gym and receive our actual diplomas. Then we will officially become Wayne Hills alumni. I'm so honored and humbled to be your class salutatorian and to offer you my vague and semi-cheesy piece of advice. Standing here today and looking out into the sea of friends and families, I can't help but remember what it was like being on the other side. Around this day 9 years ago, I watched as my brother and the class of '09 walked across this very same field and became Wayne Hills graduates. Besides it being painfully hot that day, I remember asking my brother's friend what exactly a patriot was. He told me that based on the logo, a patriot was some sort of pirate. And my first thought as a 9-year-old girl was that a pirate or a patriot was not intimidating enough to be a good mascot. I couldn't fully understand what being a patriot meant. So, as anyone would do in this age of technology and knowledge, I looked online. Reaching the 4th page of Google and collecting all the definitions, I've deduced that a patriot is one who carries immense pride for their nation and their organization. For us and everything that we have accomplished here throughout our time at Wayne Hills, this rings true. We have been state and county champions in various sports, the Fast and Furious freshmen, the senior smackdown, lipped-up singers, and so much more. We take pride in the little things that have contributed to our years here. Inside jokes and laughs in our hallways, screaming at juniors to get out of our lot, random in-class parties when learning gets too hard, bagels from Jasmine's in the morning or really in any period of the day, and so many more traditions. But if pride is associated with being a patriot, we must also look at ourselves individually and find pride in who we are and who we want to be. As I sat down to write my college applications, everyone told me that my essays were meant to show admissions who I am as a person. And for someone who talks as much as I do, I struggled to find the right words to describe myself. I found a disconnect between who I thought I was going to be, and who I wanted to be. You see, we come into high school believing that there is a pool on the 3rd floor, that one day we will all break out into a high school musical number, and that life is supposed to go as planned. None of this came true. Well, the lip dub was semi a high school musical number. Life is a constant string of surprises, whether we like them or not, and we can't completely predict who we will end up being. They say you are supposed to find yourself in high school, but finding yourself isn't just one life-changing epiphany. It's something we constantly do as we change and adjust to our circumstances. Be proud of the ever-changing person you will be. Whether you are or are not the same person you were 4 years ago or will be 4 years from now, find gratification in whatever you love. Thank the ones you love for helping you be who you are every day. For us right now, that is our administrators, educators, guidance counselors, secretaries, coaches, custodial staff, and our parents, families, and friends. We are so incredibly grateful for all that you have done in shaping our class. Look back on memories and the person you were with nostalgia. Be okay with change and know that your life is not set in stone. You constantly create the path you want to take. Face the daunting life ahead of you with fortitude. Do not be afraid of failure, because it will come and knock you off your feet. It is how you get up, though, that makes all the difference. As patriots, we collectively make up a proud school. But let us all find our own pride in who we are today and the fact that we have so much to offer to the world. A patriot is not just a pirate. It's a future doctor, lawyer, actor, teacher, politician, journalist, producer, and helper of the world. I'm excited to see all of the great things that we patriots will do. There's a quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald that I wanted to share with you all, because I think it not only speaks a lot of volume to what we are about to face next, but can be true of everyone sitting here today. For what it's worth, it's never too late or too early to be whoever you want to be. In life, I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people who have a different point of view. But most of all, I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. Congratulations, Patriots and the Wayne Hills class of 2018.
Thank you. Our valedictorian address this evening will be given by a very well-rounded individual. She was the co-president of the Leo Club, co-captain of the Quiz Bowl team, a member of NHS, secretary of the National Art Honor Society, participated in the Merck State Science Day competition, the American Mathematics Contest, a Relay for Life captain for 2 years, a varsity foil fencer for 3 years, volunteered at her church teaching Sunday school and going on mission trips. She's an AP Scholar with distinction, a National Merit Scholarship finalist, and a Governor's School in the Sciences Scholar. She will be attending Princeton University, majoring in molecular biology, where she will pursue a career in medicine with a focus on pediatrics and immunology. It is my honor to introduce Ms. Sandra Yang.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sandy Yang. And for those of you who do, well, I'm still Sandy Yang. It is so incredible and humbling to be standing before you as your valedictorian. And I honestly still can't believe that the same girl who still doesn't know her way around the school, leaves her phone in every class imaginable, and used to cry every time she was forced to public speak, is about to deliver a speech in front of her entire grade. I can't promise I won't cry today, but I can promise that I'm not imagining you all in your underwear. Those glorified curtains you're wearing do the job well enough. I know I'm one of the last things between you and your diploma tonight, so I will try to be brief. I am not here to give you my own advice. There are a few things I am more underqualified for, considering I'm younger than most of you and not quite 18, and I still don't know how to parallel park. But here are 3 bits of wisdom that stood out to me during my time at Hills. And if high school has taught me anything, it's that you can totally repeat exactly what other people said, as long as you stick their last name in parentheses onto the end. Disclaimer, this speech isn't in MLA format. Number 1, from the Studio Ghibli movie Spirited Away, which admittedly I watched before high school. Once you meet someone, you never really forget them. It just takes a while for your memory to come back to you. In our years at Hills, for better or for worse, we have all spoken to, or at least interacted, with one other person, whether it be a student, teacher, or another member of the faculty. Although we are moving on in our lives to the next adventure, the impact we have made on each other has been genuine, and the relationships we have created have been real, solidified by tears and laughter and the endless drone of, "I'm so tired," and "Is the Wi-Fi working?" and the unspoken "Who had less sleep last night" competition. As a grade, we have watched a kid fly through the ceiling and become internet famous. Experienced the air conditioning. Experienced the air conditioning never get fixed. And probably permanently damaged our ears at Spirit Week and football games each year. Even if it was for a short period of time, we have shared a precious amount of our collective lives with each other, something that can never be stolen away from us. And although names and titles and awards may fade, the impact that Hills has made on us through our friendships and our relationships will always be with us. Number 2, we are the kids you are going to read about in textbooks. This was said by Emma Gonzalez, a young woman our age who was a survivor of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida earlier this year. I'm not here to promote a political message, but rather to say that we are a generation at the forefront of history, as every generation truly is. We hold responsibility for the future, and our actions today hold real consequences tomorrow. We are the dreamers, the storytellers, and the innovators of our time, and we decide what comes next. As we go up from Wayne Hills, the little microdynamic we fit so comfortably into disappears, and we decide where we fit into this world society. Wayne Hills has prepared us to some extent for what comes next, but it is our choices that define who we become and what the world becomes. Number 3. And now for my final quote. If you would all forgive me for not having the duck from our favorite native of Mango Mango. Just a little sunshine, just a little fun, just a little happiness for everyone. In Dr. Defina's class, I learned about the biosphere as well as the inner workings of the cell. But more importantly, I was able to see a man who, despite his years and boundless wisdom, retained the playfulness and open-mindedness of a child. He started off each day with a song and never failed to make us all laugh with his nicknames for us. I will never forget learning about the giraffes and giggling at Doc's face hidden in various pictures on his PowerPoints. As we leave Wayne Hills, there's so much pressure for us to become adults and to take responsibility, and this is very important. We will soon be leaving the safety of our parents, our teachers, and our counselors. And well, nobody will be there to find my phone for me anymore when I leave it again in class. But it's equally, if not more important, to remember to laugh and to remain curious. Each day is a new adventure and a chance to never stop learning. Don't take yourself too seriously, and remember to sing. And maybe buy yourself a singing duck too. I hear that helps. Class of 2018, I have experienced so much kindness and joy from you all. And I'm sorry that I won't be reading off my list of requested shout-outs. We would be here until midnight. Thank you for the memories, the friendships, and the many happy tears. I have faith that you will carry that amazing spirit to wherever you decide to go. Thank you, Wayne Board of Education and Administration, for making this graduation possible and for all that you do for us behind the scenes. Thank you to our family members and parents who are always there to support us and have done so much more than we give them credit for. Thank you to the faculty of Wayne Hills for providing so much more than an education to us, and for all the hard work that has shaped this school into what it is today. Finally, thank you again to the class of 2018 for making my high school experience unforgettable. You're going to do great things.
Thank you, ladies. The Wayne Hills administrative team believes strongly that teachers have a lasting and profound effect on their students. The senior class has chosen this faculty member to address them in a final farewell. This faculty member has taught at Wayne Hills for 14 years as a member of our business department. His passion in accounting with many of his students earning the NJCPA Scholarship Award. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Stephen Hill.
Nervous. Hello, graduates. I'd like to thank you all for attending tonight's graduation ceremony. I want to louder? What? I want to especially thank the class of 2018 for this honor. I'm floored. All right. I am floored you selected me to give this speech because honestly, I don't know all of you. In fact, I'm sure some of you out there are asking yourself, is that Mr. Shell up there? Since I haven't prepared for anything like this since my own high school graduation, I realized in order for my message to be relevant, I needed to think like my students. I said if they needed to write a graduation speech, what would they do? So I Googled it. It just so happens I learned some valuable tips. Tip 1, keep it short because the graduates want to get to the party. Tip 2, figure out what do I know that the graduates do not already know. While I am sure the parents in the audience would agree that these teenagers already know much more than all of us. So I've decided to share with you some life lessons that I learned while teaching here at Wayne Hills. 14 years ago, my first child was born, and I had just finished my MBA when I made a huge decision to change careers and go into the world of teaching. My students, of course, learn their business lingo, the debits and credits, the accounting equation, financial statement preparation, and by the end, they get what we call accounting jacked. I knew when I left my career in business for teaching, I had high hopes of making a difference in the lives of my students. Little did I know that the students would make such a difference in my life, and I would be the one to get back so much more than I put in. This being said, one of the life lessons I have learned is that relationships are most important. The relationships I make each year with all of you enables me to honestly look forward to coming to work each day, which not many people get to say, so I thank you for that. I will truly miss you guys next year. Your classmate, Justin Wills, taught me that shooters shoot. So I guess you could say teachers teach. So I would like to take this opportunity to teach just one more lesson with you that I learned just recently and have already shared with some of my classes this semester. When thinking about what message I would like to leave for the graduating class and what I wish for you all, it really was quite simple. I wish you all a happy life. If you've been in my classroom, then you know I love to use analogies. And being a business teacher, I want to make sure you all see the analogy between having a happy life and making wise investment choices. I saw a video this past April, and it profoundly affected me. It was a lesson from a college philosophy teacher that has been widely circulated on the internet. I'm a visual learner. This is the jar I keep on my dining room table as a reminder of that lesson. As you hopefully can see, it is filled with golf balls. So pay attention here, guys. It's going to require you to visualize a little bit. The professor in the video started the lesson by taking out an empty jar, and he filled the jar with golf balls, just like mine. He asked the students if the jar was now full, and the class replied yes. The professor then picked up a box of small pebbles and poured them into the jar with the golf balls. Again, he asked the class if the jar was full now, and the class replied yes. Next, the professor picked up a bag of sand and poured it into the jar, and the sand filled in all the empty spaces between the pebbles and the golf balls. And he asked the class, was the jar now full? And they all replied, yes, it was full. Finally, the professor pulled 2 drinks out and poured each of them into the jar, filling in the empty spaces between the sand, the pebbles, and the golf balls. So what does this all represent? What does it have to do with investments? Well, in the jar, the golf balls are the most important investments. Your family, your friends, good health, education, passions, and love. The pebbles are other important investments. Your car, your job, your home. The sand is everything else, the small stuff investments. Instagram and Facebook likes, Snapchat streaks, Laurel versus Yanny debates, and of course, saving Tilted Tower from a meteor strike and Fortnite dubs. The lesson here is if you put the sand in the jar first, you won't have enough room for all the pebbles and golf balls. So if in your life you spend all your time on the small time investments, you won't have the time for all the really important investments that truly matter to you. Fill your jar with what's important to you and what you can't live without. Take care of the golf balls first. Set priorities and goals, and continue to monitor your most important life investments with a long-term approach. In class, I often stress the importance of careers and climbing the proverbial corporate ladder, but remember this, we are all replaceable in our careers. If I were to leave today, I could easily be replaced by Monday. We all know this deep down, but in spite of this, many of us continue to partake in such unwise investments by spending the majority of our time on those pebbles and sand, which invariably yield lower rates of return. If you want to get anything out of your investments, you have to put something into it. Not just once, but consistently investing often over time. As you do this, the investment grows and becomes more valuable. It gives you returns with compounding interest and pays dividends to its shareholders. At this point, you may be wondering what the drinks represent in the lesson. The drinks represent that no matter how full your life may seem, There's always room to hang with a couple of your boys or girls on a Saturday. What else are Saturdays for? Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Spend time with your friends. Spend time with your parents. For Pete's sake, visit your grandparents. Take your girlfriend or boyfriend out to dinner. Play another 18 holes. There will always be time to play Fortnite later. Graduates, you have one life to live, and tomorrow is day one. You have the ability to accomplish anything if you use your time wisely. Time is much more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you can never get more time. So invest in the important things, and you will indeed have a happy life and be what I consider truly wealthy. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2018.
At this time, I ask the students to stand and for Miss Gabby Romanelli to come forward. No, all of you. You all need to stand. Superintendent Dr. Toback, Director of Secondary Education, Ms. Weir, Board of Education Vice President, Mr. Badner, Board of Education Trustees, Ms. Kazan and Mr. Bubba, it is my privilege to present to you the Wayne Hills class of 2018. In doing so, I certify that students have met both State of New Jersey and Wayne Board of Education requirements for graduation. Ms. Gabby Romanelli, Senior Class President, will now announce the names of the graduating class.
Sandra Yang. Cassandra Lee. Audrey Hong. Olivia Lapuma. Allison Frayne. Carly Jun. Yara Abo. Ryan Sider. Nicole Shubaderov. Liam Fegan. Matthew Minervini. Pooja Loka. Ethan Lesser. Melissa Goldfein. Leah Kirk. Brendan Kerr. Grace Silva. Amel Met-Yahij. Caitlin Yangschultz. Sang Jun Ko. Ariana Chen. Justin Park. Caitlin Herring. Joshua Miller. Samantha Bellafata. Anthony Trentacost. Annie Pascal. Kyle O'Toole. Samantha Segreto. Brent Fabian. Eunice Park. Justin Zeiger. Samantha Quagliana. Joseph Cavallo. Hazer Eunice. Peter Delachai. Laura Nexshoy. James Andrade. Joey Wang. Glenn Struble. Alyssa Locido. Mitchell Prescott. Jenna Gatta. Nicholas Palumbo. Nicole Jawakam. Justin Cohen. Alyssa Liebeskin. Samantha Torres. Hunter Bitus. Julianne Livney. Alana Sarney. Jared Pohl. Alyssa Nicole Servideo. Tommy Bartos. Anissa Marie Morales Loeb. Joseph Ramundo. Carly Sklar. Joseph Belli. Maggie Beams. Francesco Terranova. Abigail Marconi. Josh Cashman. Jamie Drogi. Mason Smith. Nicole Rigoli. Patrick Gilmore. Gabrielle Miller. Matthew Cherekian. Amanda Noel Samarero. Matthew Capo. Meredith Carback. James Paracchio. Mackenzie Casey. Richard Sabag. Madeline Flynn. Jacob Waxman. Samantha Sklar. Benjamin Cooperman. Ashley Adamo. Samuel Raiselman.
Doc, you better bring it in.
Gianna Raffinelli. Robert Ty. Danya Abdu. Matthew Klarberg. Amanda Elizabeth Fortemps. John Insigna. Jacqueline Lewandowski. Robert McHugh. Noor Hadzi. Andrew Hoffman. Samantha Marin. Michael Bloomingberg. Victoria Lafredo. Manav Sharma. Michaela Vandervelden. Lorenzo Sinelli. Bianca Locantor. Kyle Dunnigan. Gwyneth Pauline San Augustine. Sam Mandera. Peyton Lloyd. Alec Oppenheim. Jenna McGuire. Nicholas Hennessy. Victoria Scanlon. Christopher Husted. Erin Santowski. Brian Juma. Veronica Gale. Joshua Good. Lindsay Mahler. Stephen Neary. Kelly Nolan. Daniel Morales. Megan Kalukian. Nicola Markonovic. Lauren Morrison. Stephen Peterson. Aisha Siddiqui. Matthew Blumingberg. Amanda Carey. Edward Cafferty. Yomerilis Bermudez. Eric Rudow. Nicole Maffei. Caitlin Appa. Andrew Sayad. Brooke Catherine Liebschen. James Lynch. Alexandra Lynn Raza. James Boughton. Gabriella Hedian. Matt Campagata. Shannon Charvat. Nicholas Bagau. Michael Torella. Lara Onak. Thomas Iannuzzi. Clarissa Elise Ruth. Eric Miller. Jennifer Conklin. Chris Colella. Jacqueline Gazzano. Tyler Berkman. Asbia Ibrahimi. Richard Essig. Angelica Serrato. Jason Kurzer. Allison Zaro. Anthony Casasanta. Isha Kakar. Austin Minogue. Desiree Tulipano. Max Seplow. Aubriana Paris. Jacob Kessler. Leanne Marie Jimenez. Antonio Zuino. Alyssa Blake. Michael Krautchuk. Chelsea Ortega. Matt Marmolejos. Samantha Lindsay. Nicholas Savio. Lydienne Ajebe. Ali Redzepi. Donia Lee. Justin Torres. Sophia Magalko. Sam Charnett. Paula Kaczynski. Cesar Dominguez. Kalina Totseva. Joseph Cerrone. Ariana Orellana. Dylan Savage. Anna Badami. Kyle Dunleavy. Mary Telly. Georgie Petrovic. Singhee Shin. Omar Usama Brahim. AJ Zindaki. Stephanie Pavlovic. Gabriel Gatesman. Alyssa Strother. Katie Chrisbacher. Patrick Holton. Jesse Chen. Sebastian Carrero. Larissa Basmo.
Where's Seb?
Shan Batel. Valeria Shashko. Paulino Tizano. Michelle Vita. Nick Casasanta. Melissa Gormas. Dean Awari. Caitlin Rayberger. Timothy McKnight. Brianna Godian. Edler Kaba. Jennifer Cantilli. Matthew Carino. Tamara Petrovic. Scott Fishgrun. Riley Garcia. Jack Fegan. Grace Skiba. Gianna Spatola. Tyreek Langer. Victoria Laverty. Daniel DeZuzio. Monica Borsella. Joseph Skiba. Elizabeth Zachman. Kayla Whitney. Jack Coleman. Stephanie Batavia. Patrick Ferry. Henna Dakastani. Christopher Berger. Sarah Shobat. Ryan Rosado. Morgan Kratzer. Justin Calabota. Caitlin Wissey. Brittany Sedillo. Brandon Brogan. Tyler Merman. Ashley Serventi. Laith Hamden. Taylor Habib. Nicholas Alshamis. Gianna Petroselli. Jason Modak. Luciana Cofrancesco. Michael Zacombe. Danielle Moore. Dean Holbert. Jillian Shear. Justin Wills. Isabella Chekai. Philip Mimo. Diana Rondi. Dario Cerny. Jenna Luchinsky. Zaim Azama. Christina Scora. Armajat Singh. Emma Valares. Michael Monaco. Chloe Belmar. Harrison Bargman. Sally Matuk. Shahir Ghani. Lexi Lasario. Trevor Brooks. Madison Carlo. Del Abdermani. Brittany Miller. Andrew Conglin. Emma Brennan. Kian Canning. Jennifer Fedorenko. Evan Fairweather. Sydney Jajewski. Luca Guarini. Nicole Dable. Samir Odatala. Jalen Matalvo. Daniel Marakami. Dhruvi Patel. Miles Frazier. Fatima Al-Shaladi. Mikhail Dadu. Victoria Nuzzi. Andrew Topesky. Gabriella Petroza. Mark Laterzo. Isabel Martel. Ronald Nayak. Carly Hanneveld. Pranav Nalamwar. Julianne Sanchez. Jacob Lakowiak. Silvana Tarantino. Carlos Ayala Bayido. Daphne Mayer. Tori Anderson. Ashley Tatora. Alessio Guarini. Melik Sello. Robert Rush. Isabel Seminaro. Gio Leosakis. Leonora Rizvani. Richard Cosden. Sydney Malisi. Samuel Williams Healy. Tara Caparimo. Andrew Gutman. Jennifer Marshall. Matthew Micka. Caitlin Nieves. Matthew Rena. Nicole Ramirez. Giuseppe Guarini. Mervat Sayada. Daniel Martinez. Brenna Moran. Jason Reeser. Natalie Chung. Brian Wheeler. Rebecca Jolowitz. Eric Lee. Melissa Lehman. Kevin Karma. Catherine Benedict. Michael Samarera. Julia Bonpayne. Ahmad Alcatrab. Christina Cosentino. Kyle Alta. Amanda Fierro. John Fatal. Jessica Moore. Andrew Pack. Rebecca Abramsky. Wilson Chen. Jasmine Barish. Robert Salida. Erin Porter. Paul Lazarenko. Emily Chen. Divine Serrana. Juliana Beltran. Ishmael Mustafa. Kelly O'Neill. Ryan Kim. Jordan Nosenchuk. Alec Gurin. Nicholas Bonsanto. Nicholas Kent. Darden Vaselli. Antonio Cofrancesco. Bader Balawan. Sidra Al-Madani. Sammy Zibdi. Precious Obedigo. Keenan Hobby. Samantha Giordano. Harib Orlana.
And last but most certainly not least, our 2018 class president, Gabrielle Romanelli.
Congratulations to the class of 2018.